Hello, everyone. I'm pretty sure and positive that we are live now. And I am Nicole. We are missing my partner today, but I am here with the ring. All right. And so we are going to have some lady talk tonight. We're going to have some dialogue. And if you all will come on in and join me on tonight, looking forward to questions that you all may have that I can answer. All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, where y'all at tonight? I need y'all to come in and join me. Listen, I had some special guests that supposed to be with me on tonight, but couldn't get things quite set up the way I wanted it to be. So I am counting and depending on you all to come in, chime in, and be a part of the ring. Woo woo. Okay, now let me see if I can get to the ring page because I don't want to miss your questions and I don't want to miss your comments. All right. I think I'm here. I think I'm set and I think I'm ready to go. If you are live with me, if you will just say hello, say hi, put your name out there. I had my nieces or one of my nieces that was going to join me today. However, again, she's in another state and I thought Switcher was able to do everything, any and everything, but I guess not. So, but I want to do some girls talk. So, whether I have you on here or not, I'm going to try to roll this thing on my own, I guess. Okay. All right. Girl talk tonight. So I guess I just want to be able to talk to you about some red flags and what things look like in relationship and preparing for your relationship, what that would look like for you. There are many that maybe have been married before, maybe and you've been divorced, and maybe you're seeking, to be remarried. There are those that have never been married, don't know what that looks like. There are, ages in between. You have your young that may still be in high school, getting ready to graduate, college age, and then you have those that, you've lived your life a little bit and you're ready to settle down. And so relationship looks different for everyone depending on that age gap and where you are, what that looks like in between your youth and you becoming much older. So I'm going to pray. I'm going to open up in prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you tonight. We thank you for your love. We thank you for caring for us, for watching over us. We thank you for your protection. And Father, we ask that you would give us the strength that we need on tonight. I pray for your wisdom. I pray for your guidance. I pray that I may say something tonight that will be helpful, that may be beneficial to our ladies on tonight. And we thank you, Father. We thank you for your wisdom. We thank you for knowledge and understanding. It is in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Amen, amen, amen. All right. So I want to start out because, again, we're talking about different age levels. And so I want to start off because I married at a very, very young age. My husband and I were high school sweethearts. And some of you may know that if you've been tuning in and watching from series and past series in this season. And so we were very young. We were like 18, 19, 20. And we do not recommend that for anyone. Okay, let me repeat that. We do not recommend that for anyone. So first of all, when you're that age, you're still at a, you're still at a level where you're trying to get to know who you are. There's so many things that you have not explored, you haven't witnessed, you haven't really lived life. You're just coming out of a home for the most part, living with parents that have taken care of you, that have done mostly everything for you. And now you're talking about establishing a place in a relationship with someone where you really, haven't explored and experienced what life and living really is. So you in that process where generally when you're at that young age, even what you're looking for, is really not what we should be looking for necessarily in a marriage or in a relationship, right? So when we're young, for the most part, we first of all, we're trying to marry potential, because again, you're still at that place where you haven't really lived yet. You're at that place where you're not really established, because the only establishment is with your family, those that you have lived with, those that have taken care of you. And so all you really know is food and shelter, right? You just know food and shelter. So what does it look like to really come together and be responsible and have responsibilities that take you different places? So again, we married young, and not really exploring and knowing what responsibilities look like. It is a challenge. You can come on. It is a challenge to come into a marriage and a relationship not living and knowing who you are, right? So we encourage, first of all, that you live a little, right? Live a little, because again, what does that look like for most of us? We want somebody that's handsome, right? The appearance is everything to us. We want somebody that's, either whatever your choice and your preference is, whether it's somebody who's, little in physique, or someone who's muscular, or you might like someone who's heavy. It's whatever your preference is, but it's still based upon what you see visually. Now, should you be attracted? Absolutely. I feel that we should all, be attracted to the individual that we are with in some way, form, or fashion. And, but so we're looking at how that person looks. We might be looking at how that person dress and how they carry themselves. And these things, are they good? Yes, but are they the significant, important thing that we need in relationship to keep our relationship? Not so much, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about not just what you're looking at, but what does that look like when you marry young, right? What does that look like? You marry young, you get in a relationship young, and you haven't really established who you are. You don't know who you are. You really haven't lived a life. And for the most part, most women are more mature than men. So if you marry young and then you marry a young boy, which is what they are at the time, trying to become a man, you're going to have some challenges. You're going to have some serious challenges when it comes to responsibilities and what that look like. So now you all are coming into a relationship. You're coming together and you're realizing that there's more to just having fun. There's more to just going out. There's more to just playing around, right? You really have to buckle down and make some things happen for your future. And what does that look like? Because many times we don't think about the long term and what that looks like for your future. You just like the fantasy of being in a relationship with someone. All right. So you got to be mindful. You got to think about all of that. I need a man that's going to be responsible. I need a man that's going to be able to take care of me and my children, the children that you all have together. I need a man that is focused in on just not where you are right now, but the bigger picture. Like, where does he plan to take us? Where do you plan? How do you plan to connect with him to make those visions and those dreams come to life? Because you play a role too. All right, you play a role too. So here we have Little Miss Destiny Pritchett. Okay, she not little. She not little no more. You about to say something about the little?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so she's not little anymore. She is a young lady. And she is here. She's gonna join us tonight.
She's a lady.
Oh, she's a lady. And she's gonna ask some questions and she's gonna share some things on you guys. I'm forcing her to be here with me tonight because again, I am missing my partner in crime. But she is going to ask some questions on what those relationship goals look like, what some questions on maybe some things that she's experienced that maybe you all have encountered and experienced that you have questions with. Why do men, why is this, why is that? You know how we do. And we're just going to chime in. And if you have questions again, I want you to go ahead and join in with us and feel free to ask your questions because we're going to answer them on today. So while she's thinking and she's getting ready, are you ready?
Sure.
Are you ready? Or are you getting ready?
I can come up with. I'm ready for a question.
You're ready for a question. All right. Well, she says she's ready for a question. So we're going to take the time to hear what Destiny has to say. And hope I can answer them, guys. Hope that I have the wisdom, the knowledge to answer her question. But if I don't have the answer, maybe you do. So make sure that you chime in and join in with us.
So I'm going to quickly share this. Let me see. Single ladies.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. That's all I know. That's why I couldn't go to the next part, y'all.
Now put your hands up.
I know that.
So, this is going to sound really silly. Do you believe in the bouquet? Do you believe when people catch a bouquet, they really going to get married? That really wasn't my first question, but it just came.
It just came
to me because females be fighting over that bouquet.
They do be fighting.
I don't even like going in that section.
But it's so fun.
It's intimidating. It's scary.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Really
but those that be serious about really getting married,
serious.
like yes.
Did you catch a bouquet?
I probably did catch a bouquet in my life, but I didn't believe that because I caught the bouquet that it meant that I was gonna be getting married. I didn't believe that.
I ain't catch one yet.
Is it your desire to be married? Let's start there. Destiny, is it your desire to be married?
Yes, it is my desire to be married.
And then at what stage or age do you feel like you're ready? You feel like
I'm ready right now.
You feel like you're ready right now?
She doesn't feel like.
Woo-hoo. So why do you feel like you're ready to marry at such a young age?
Because I really don't think I'm mentally that young. I think I'm mentally like 25, 26. Even a good 27.
What makes you feel like you're mentally that old?
Just being wise and growing up a little faster maybe than some, and being able to converse with peers or friends or acquaintances that are of that age. And I'm like, either I'm thinking the same way as them or I'm thinking past them. So I gotta be at least that age mentally.
Mentally.
My earth age is not that.
Okay, so when you say there's things that you're encountering, that you feel like you're wiser, there's some things that I'm assuming you're saying you feel like either that age group should know already,
Yes.
and
Or not that they should know
or
already,
that
but
they have
just
a
that
young mind.
some of them do have a young mind. Some of it is I don't think they should necessarily know already, but I'm just already like there. So it might be an age that they're perfect. Like everybody learns and grows at their own pace, and so I think I'm just surpassed them a little bit.
Okay, so when you say you're surpassed them, does that include how
Or
you
not really
handle?
surpass them,
But you're on that level.
I'm on that level.
So when you say you're mentally being prepared, right? Mentally. Okay, so that's mine. That's knowledge of what you feel like you know. That's information.
Yes, so I've been able to watch my parents. My parents, like we've said on this live many, many times, they were high school sweethearts. And although they don't recommend being married that young, I've seen it. I live it. So if they can do it, surely I can. I feel
Okay.
like the old people that are still married today, when like you ask them what's the key to being married this long, it's just don't leave. You just don't leave. So I just have to find somebody and not leave them, or he got to find me, and then we got to choose not to leave each other.
He definitely has to find
And
you.
then that's easy to me. That's the easy part. And then going through the other stuff, I know it'll be hard, and I can imagine. Hopefully, I don't go through anything extremely terrible in my marriage, but I just won't leave. Even when I want to, I won't. Because that's the trick.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, God and all that.
Yes, he
The
definitely.
key is don't leave.
Okay, so he definitely has to be the center, right? So those are some nice words. Nice words, just don't leave because and I think this is great because this might be like she said, I've seen my parents. And the key is just don't leave. But what a lot of children do not see is the hardships. They do not see the back end of a lot of struggles that marriages go through. So, mind you, she is, I would say, middle child, right? So, there's a lot of things that she may have missed from the beginning to from the age of which she was born and able to really comprehend and see. So let's say that there's some things that may have occurred in our relationship because we were still growing and we were still developing along the lines of what it is to be married, what it is to be responsible, and all of that wonderful stuff. But I want to go back to what you said because you said mentally you feel like you're in a place of wisdom. You're very mature. You feel like, you at the age of 25, 26, right? But that's knowledge. What about home?
Like
What about home?
affording a home.
No, what about what it takes to build a home? Do you feel like you're ready for that part and that aspect of marriage and relationship? Because we talk about, being smart and wise and being able to counsel other people and their issues and things that they go through. But when we talk about coming together as one and building a home, right? Remember that saying is something about a house being a home. You got to make your house a home, right? You got to create that. So how do you feel and what is your position in feeling like you are ready to build a stable, home for not just to have a man in your life, but also to have a family that in some parts and pieces that you are responsible for.
I guess I can't say that I feel like I'm fully ready to build a home. I think my main thing is I'm fully ready to figure it out. So if I have a person willing and ready to figure it out with me, then we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
So that's my thing. I just have to find somebody who's ready and willing to figure it out with me.
Okay, that's good. Ready to figure it out?
Because I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm not saying I'm the wisest 21-year-old. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm ready, or I want to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, and this could be one of my childish phrases. I don't really care what my parents have been through behind closed doors, because it wasn't bad enough, or God kept them enough for them to still be together today. So I'm just hoping I'm just hoping to still be married like them, and hoping that my man feel the same way.
Right. Hoping that
because
it takes two. Because it takes two. It takes two.
But
so
he can sign the papers, but I'm not.
Huh?
So.
Oh, he can sign the divorce papers.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna sign the divorce papers. Mm-mm. They in it for the long haul.
Welcome to death row.
At the end of the day, ladies, listen here. You gotta be willing. You gotta be ready to fight the good fight, because it's a good fight. Now, listen. And the fight is generally, when you're looking into relationship, the fight is, right? Because first of all, most of the times when you get married, you don't know how to talk to each other. That communication thing it's just something.
Yeah,
right?
I think I'm bad at that.
You bad at communicating?
No, I think I'm good at it. But not really.
Well, that's a good confession.
Not that I'm talking crazy, though. Well, because, they talk about how she was just a crazy talker back in the day, all the time.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm saying I don't think I'm disrespectful. I think my communication problem is that I think I'm really good at communicating. But in reality, I think because I think I'm so good at communicating, I may think that I know everything already. So I may assume an answer, or I may try to be a couple steps ahead to try to figure it out when I don't have all the answers, or I don't know how he's could be fully thinking, or something to that effect.
So you don't really listen well.
Mm-mm.
That's a good confession. That's a good confession. So,
I don't. I forget everything.
You forget?
Yeah. It's terrible.
Wait a minute. What do you mean you forget? So if y'all having a conversation in the moment.
If it's bad enough to where he says, this is what I need in order for this to be fixed, or in order for me to be happy, then that sticks in my head.
Okay.
But if we're just having a general conversation, and he says, he told me something as simple as in the beginning, something as simple as maybe I love fish, or I hate fish. Well, in a nice gesture, a week later, I might try to make him some fish.
Okay.
But I forget that he hates fish, and that could annoy him.
Right.
And if he's saying stuff in conversation that I'm not really paying attention to, that could later become annoying.
Right.
And so then I don't really listen until it becomes
an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think most of us do that.
That's terrible.
I think most of us do that. But let me tell you
something.
something.
I want them to listen to me.
Absolutely. Don't we? We're all selfish, and we want it to be perfect when it comes to us, but we don't generally give the same back. But listen, one of the things that I've definitely learned when it comes to relationship, it is so important to study your mate.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh my, look at that. Now, something as simple as studying. You hear what she's saying right now, but she's talking about she ready to fight it out.
I ain't saying I ain't gonna do it. Let's study, baby. I'm not saying I'm not gonna do it, but
oh my goodness, she goodnessing ready. Just talking about studying your man. You know, they need to
But
study
I
you
do
too.
like to do that. It's just when we talking about it, it's like, but if I had a man, I'd be like, ooh, study. But I don't have one to be like that. So right now, it's like, study.
So, okay. So listen, study your man, right? And hopefully they're studying you so that you know the things that they like and that they desire. So you won't be being selfish and trying to provide him with the things that you like and the things that you desire, because you all are two different people.
Right.
And just know, listen now. So we're talking about building a home. You're talking about being ready. Now she's at a young age. For those that are more mature, right? You've kind of lived a little. You already know what that looks like when it comes to establishing a home and being responsible, right? Knowing that you can only money, right? Money is a big deal. So even when we're talking about building a home, we got to know that there are certain things that we got to learn to be more responsible about and with. You know, we got to think ahead, future wise. You know, because we're not there yet. So especially if you're young. So let's talk about how you feel, because we're still with building a home. So there's different aspects of building a home.
Okay.
So now you've already said, you got to study your man, but whoo, and you say you ready to learn and do things together, because whatever it takes, y'all not getting divorced. You know, they got to be in it to win it. You know, death row is what you said. All right. So what are some other things? Because most of the time, as a young person that y'all say y'all ready to, dive in, y'all don't know what it takes to build a home. So what else are some other key factors that you feel that you may be ready for, or you feel like, you need work on when it comes to building your home? What do you feel like your home will need? You see how ready?
I feel like I would do anything for my man. So, what?
If you like him and respect him.
I hope I'm not with him if I don't like him.
Well, they get on your nerves sometimes.
But I think the way I love, I'm just gonna...
You love hard.
Yeah, I love extra hard.
Ooh, so you gonna get on their nerve?
No.
Oh, you just said you love extra hard.
I love... As in, like, I'm devoted. I'm here for it. Like, even if you annoy me, I'm not good at being mad too long. Or, like, I like to figure it out. Like, I don't like tension. I don't really like confrontation. So I want to figure it out. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to building a home, whatever I need to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done.
Okay, get it done. All right.
So if I need to budget better, I'm going to learn and figure out how I can budget better. I'm going to come and ask her.
Okay.
And I'm going to work on budgeting better.
You're going to get some advice.
Yeah, I'm going to go get some advice.
Some counsel. Okay.
Get some counsel.
Okay.
If I need to clean better, I'm going to clean better if that's what he want. If he don't like how long I take a shower, I'm going to fix it. If he want food done Monday through Sunday, then we're going to talk about a schedule where maybe Monday through Friday.
Okay. Okay.
Or Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
So you
Sunday.
think you'll be able to make whatever adjustments are that he wants for you to make?
I'm going to try. And I'm going to communicate that I'm going to try to do this if this is what you want.
What if you don't want it?
Well, name something I wouldn't want.
I don't know. You tell me what you wouldn't want. I mean, he could.
Well, I wouldn't want... It would be very hard. So, right now, something that would be really hard as far as building a home is leaving home. Not leaving my parents, but leaving North Carolina. Like, say if my man said he wanted to move to Florida, back to Florida, I actually stopped talking to a guy because of that. Like, everything else was kind of pretty good, but he wanted to live in Florida. And I'm kind of deadpan on not going back there right now.
Okay.
So it wouldn't work because he gonna live there, I'm gonna live here.
Because somebody gotta Somebody got to make a sacrifice.
Yeah, it couldn't be me on that one.
Yeah, because relationship is all about sacrifice.
Yeah, but not not
And,
that one.
and it's all about making hard sacrifices. And because, right, we understand that the man is the priest of the home. We understand that, yes, our ladies, we are to submit to our husbands. Also, we are to submit one to another. Let me just throw that in there.
Yes.
And realize, if we have any men that's watching, if we're submitting one to another, let me tell you something. Like she just said, because she loves hard and that she'll pretty much do anything for her man. I think that's how most women are. Like, we want to serve you. We want to, love on you. We want to make you happy. We want to do whatever it is that's going to blow your
In the beginning.
mind.
I think I've also seen some things where in the beginning it's like that, but then it dwindles away. Now, I can't relate. Also, I don't know. I've not been married. I don't know.
So it just depends on how and why you get married, right? Because
exactly,
people marry for the wrong reason.
I feel like it's all fixable. But if you marry for the wrong reason, then
absolutely,
I feel like you need to leave.
You don't feel like if you marry for the wrong reason that it's still fixable? See, she don't know the answer to that.
I don't know the answer to that. Why do we fix it if it's wrong in the first place?
But you said you married for the wrong reason. Just because you married for the wrong reason doesn't mean that it can't work.
But
a lot of people, especially in our time, brought up in the church and ministry, they married maybe because they ended up getting pregnant. They married because maybe they wanted to just hunch. Yeah.
I mean, if you keep having problems, like if it's not working.
If you keep having problems, that means somebody is not bending. That means somebody is not trying, because as long as both parties are working to fix the problem. So that could be I need to be fixed, or that could be that you need to be fixed, or that could mean we both need to be fixed to a place of balance, right? That we can work it out. But most things are fixable if both parties are willing to work. That might mean you need counseling, right? So what happens in most marriages and relationships is y'all got issues. You can't really figure it out on your own. You tried. You tried to work it out the best way you know how to work it out, and you're just not getting any resolve. Well, guess what? That might you need somebody, a middleman, to kind of help y'all break this thing down and find a better way to communicate it, so both of you are understanding and both of you are figuring out how to work it out. The problem becomes most men do not want counseling. So what are you going to do in that situation? He doesn't want counseling. Pray, girl. High five. Girl, high five. Yes. Because God will answer, honey. He will change his heart and make him take counseling. He can help him to see himself, or he can help you to see yourself. He can give you the strength to push through until whatever change takes place.
Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I'm going to cook his favorite meal. I'm going to do everything.
You going to do all of that when you upset with him?
If I really wanted to work, I'm going to find a way to change your mind.
Girl, you sound like a real good woman. Y'all hear that? Destiny is ready, okay? She is ready for her man to find her. She is willing and ready to fight it out until the end. You must make sure that when you commit to Destiny, you must be in it for the long haul, because she is not letting go. And you have to have the same mindset, all right? So what do you think about a man and his looks? What does that mean to you?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, okay. It means a lot.
A
Okay.
lot. Oh, yep, a lot.
You care to expound?
You can't be ugly. Ma-
But what if
Well, maybe you can be like a little ugly. Because I think you can find a flaw in everyone. Like maybe if you turn his head to the side, he might be a little ugly. Maybe he might think I'm a little ugly. Hopefully not. But sometimes I do look a little rough, so that's kind of fair. So I take a tiny bit of ugliness.
But what if what if they're hard, man? What if they are like, man, what career wise they got it going on?
Yeah.
They are very responsible, very work well with kids. They got their head on. They're Christian, love the Lord. You know, all these things, these
That might be why I'm not married now.
wonderful qualities that you found men like that. You've been in.
Can't do it.
You See, this goes back to,
I feel like that's
marrying
lowering
young.
my standard.
Okay. So, marrying someone who's less attractive, but they have all of the qualities, the majority qualities that are needed in a relationship to help build and have a solid foundational marriage is lowering her standards. And listen, most young ladies feel that way. Because why? They still haven't lived. They really haven't explored and be able to see. Because once you get older and you're able to really see what's out there, sometimes those looks don't become as important to you as it is by having someone who's solid and has it all together and make things happen, and take care of you and respects you and just loves you and cherishes you, right? Yep, all of that.
Why wouldn't God give me the desires in my heart?
He will. He
That
can, but
includes the looks.
it may take a little longer. I'm just saying, you got to be willing to be patient. Now, that means that's on his timing. It's on his timing. All right?
The Lord had to deal with my heart. He had to deal with my heart. Because I feel like guys are that picky. I feel like guys are that picky. Guys know what they want. If your eyebrow not right, you scratched off the list. If
Your toes
not right, you scratched off the list. If you don't keep your nails up, you scratched off the list. If you don't, maybe if he prefers makeup and you don't wear it like you scratched off. Guys are very picky. Why can guys be so picky, but
I'm not saying that you cannot be picky, right? But
you want me to... They're not waiting on us to get cute.
Huh? What do you mean?
They're not waiting on us to
But
get
listen,
beautiful or nothing.
Listen, you saying that, but a lot of men, when they're that picky, right, and they're looking for someone, usually they have issues because their whole thought process was the outer appearance. But that woman may not bring all of the qualities, like the important qualities that they were looking for in a wife. And I will say this. Now, Bishop can, he can attest to this. He can speak to it later or not. But also, men may date these women, but at the end of the day, they may not be the person that they actually want to marry. So sometimes, you see these drawn out relationships that the man hasn't committed. You're right that a man knows what he wants and he knows when he want to marry. He know who he want to marry. So when he finds that woman, generally he's ready to make that commitment. So you might see these things and it may look like that to you, but at the end of the day, if they're not the marriage material that they are seeking, they might just be somebody to put on their arm, that trophy, So you can't always look at that. But yes, they are picky. But for the most part, when they're ready to commit and settle down, they're looking for that woman who has, the qualities of a wife. That woman going to take care of him, respect him, love him. They want that respect. You can't get away from that. So, yeah. Can't always go by that. That's just how it looks. And we've all seen those mismatched couples, and we be saying to ourselves, how did that person get that
And
person?
I'm still single. It don't make sense to me.
So again, you guys, now you do, any gentleman out there, my daughter is, ready for her man to find her. But please understand and know that you will be screened thoroughly. You will be screened thoroughly, and you have to be proven to be certified and qualified enough to be with this young lady. So I'm just putting that disclaimer out there. If you're really serious about it,
And I am not easy.
and she is not easy. She's a tough cookie, right? And there's a lot of things that you may have to, overcome or whatever. But you just heard her say that she loves hard, right? She loves hard, and she's willing to work on herself, as I would hope that you are willing to work on yourself, right?
Right.
Okay, great. All right. Did you have any final words or any other questions that you would like to ask before we wrap things up?
Final question, because I think a lot of single women, I don't want to say struggle with this, but I'm just going to use that word. I think a lot of single women struggle with this right now, especially in this day and age, because I feel like it's harder to find good single men. It's getting hard, or either the man is not ready, or whatever. So a lot of single women have gotten used to being an independent woman. They're used to doing everything on their own. They're used to treating themselves. Today's world is all about taking yourself out on a date, knowing your worth, and blah 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 blah. So how would you recommend to the single ladies out there to soften up? I think that's something that I have a hard time doing too. Like, I don't want to hold hands.
You don't.
I don't want to hold hands. I have gotten used to, as my father has started to do it more, not just for her, but for me as well. Like opening doors, standing on the right side of the road. That's cute. But, like,
She making faces.
lovey-dovey stuff and just not being as hard, or like maybe as compassionate. Because if I feel like you complaining, what is that? And maybe it's not you complaining. You could really just be venting. But in my head, I could be like, I deal with 11 kids, and they all got issues, and you don't see me complaining. So what are you complaining about? Like, stuff like that. I could be hard. So how do you...
You don't show compassion when people are struggling and going through? Because it don't
bit.
seem like it's on your level.
Right.
The level of that.
Right. It depends on what it is. I might not classify it as, like, real. Like, boy, you can get over that.
But you don't say that, right? Okay. I think it's
okay. But then I
okay.
cross them out. X.
Oh, my Lord, have mercy.
So, or when they do get in a relationship, it may be hard because they start taking charge. I don't want to do that because I don't want to be in charge.
Right. So how do you get over it?
Yeah, how do you soften up? How do you learn to be
so
compassionate or soft?
Well, some things is just your personality, right? It's just your character. And so for the most part, you might still think what you think in your head. The key is that you don't respond to what you think in your head. So let's say
It's like denying your flesh.
it's denying your flesh because and because some things that you don't verbally say, your actions, your body language speaks it. And generally that falls into that level of respect, right? So as she was just describing, you might have, or her man might have an issue, and she's saying to herself, boy, get over it. Like, I done been through stuff worse than that. Now, you sounded like a punk. Now, in her head,
I say that.
I know, but in in her mind, you may be thinking that in your mind, and maybe it doesn't verbally come out, but if you're seeing and hearing stuff like that all the time, your body language starts to reflect what you feel in your head. And guess what? Your man will begin to feel it. So how does my body language reflect that? Sometimes you might roll your eyes, not even knowing that you done rolled your eyes. Your thought process about them becomes like, makes you feel like they're weak. And then who respects a weak man? And so you start doing things that they can feel it. Like, they just know. And it's kind of like you hear people say, they feel certain vibes, or they getting certain vibes from you. Well, trust me, they're going to know. So being an assertive, being a dominating woman, first of all, if you want a man, generally, you're going to have to find a man that is just as dominating, stronger than you are. But low key, right? You have to still be strong, know who you are, but also know how to play your role. So it's kind of like acting. And you're very good at acting, right? We felt like she should definitely be on a movie or have her own show or something. But yeah, it's just like acting. So, you can have strong thoughts, strong ideas about stuff. You can be the money maker, and that does sometimes affect not just the men, but the woman too. Because women, y'all got to be honest. When you making more money, you do feel some type of way, about your man. Especially if that's in a position, in a role that happens like all the time, right? So, but you got to play your role by showing him that you respect him, by continuing to boost his ego, speaking life to him, dummying it down. Sometimes you got to act like you don't know, You got to get in the opportunity to be the head. So some things you just need to keep your mouth closed and act like you don't know. And when they say something, you be like, dang, baby, that was good. You know what? Dog. You just gotta build them up. You gotta rub them and stroke them. Stroke that ego, right? So even if it could be the smallest things, but you just gotta dummy it down. You can't have all the ideas all the time. Maybe you might want to say, well, baby, what do you think about this? Well, baby, what are your thoughts and your concerns on this? Well, how do you see this? Baby, what do you think I should do about this? Now, you might already know in your head what you want to do, but you want to hear what they got to say and make sure that you're allowing them that space, that voice to speak into your life and to speak into your world. That's it.
Well, y'all, maybe I'm not ready.
Oh, my Lord. You don't know how to dummy it down?
I don't want to dummy it down.
Oh.
With certain things, I get it.
Yes.
But with other things, well, I just said that yesterday.
No, so, right, if you are very career-oriented and that's your drive, you might want to find somebody that is either more career-oriented or not as much, so that you all can create that balance. Because he might need to slow you down.
Maybe.
You might be trying to do too much. And he might need to tell you, sit your tail down somewhere. Because you got a family and you got children and you got other responsibilities.
Right.
And you can't see it because you all locked in and focused on what you want. Because you want what you want when you want it. And because you want what you want when you want it, you going to do whatever it takes to make it happen, regardless of what he says. That's a big no-no.
It's a big no-no.
So you still got work.
Yeah.
You
just
still,
a
she's
little
still a
bit.
work in,
Not a lot.
oh, not a lot. She's
but-
still a work in progress.
Yeah.
But aren't we all
Yeah.
working? Even when you get married, you're still going to be a work in progress. So it's a never ending, always growing relationship. All right. So this was kind of like an all about destiny night tonight. And
It was.
yeah, and so, but we enjoyed it. And hopefully, you know, there's someone out there that would like to share. And now we ain't looking for no crabs. So,
We don't want no scrub.
yes. So don't even bother. Don't even, you know, and hey. But if you know someone, you know, again, you will be screened and you have to be proven. But if you're willing to go through the fire, we're for it. All right. So make sure that you love the Lord with all of your heart, your soul, and your mind. Yes. That he is the center. Amen. All right. So we thank you all for joining. And hopefully, you know, there are some nuggets that was shared on tonight that you all were able to take with you. Or maybe it was like a moment. Or, you know what? That is so me. You know, oh my gosh, I need to do better. Or maybe you said, I don't think I'm ready. You know, whatever it may be, I hope that you all enjoyed tonight with my daughter, Destiny, and we're going to close out tonight on The Ring.